Hey, everybody. For those of you who don't already know me, which I think all of you do, my name is Brandon, and I'm sure you all know I am a police officer with the city of Fontana. And currently, I am assigned to the multiple enforcement team. And I'm going to go into a little bit about what that actually is and how that is a collaborative effort and my role within it for the city of Fontana. So, in a nutshell, the multiple enforcement team is basically, it sounds like what it is. It's basically a team of people like me who do a number of different things for the department. Basically, whatever the department needs done is something that we handle. However, one of the biggest growing issues within the city of Fontana, like with a lot of other places, is homelessness. Over the past 5 years, even as I've been a cop this short time, we've seen this issue grow in prevalence quite substantially. And so, even though my role initially was to do whatever the department needed, now about 75% of my time is dedicated to just addressing the homeless issue within our city. So the reason why this is a collaborative effort is because not only is this issue growing within the city of Fontana, it's growing pretty much everywhere within California, but especially within San Bernardino County, LA County, and Riverside County. And basically, what my team does is we try to connect with other agencies and other individuals within those agencies who have similar roles to our own. And we try to come up with a game plan essentially about how to address this issue. Because usually, what happens is with homelessness is that when it gets big in one area or one city, it tends to affect the next one, just that's neighboring or that's bordering, and then it spills on to the next one, to the next one. So when it comes to the collaboration, it's becoming more and more inclusive and much more common among cities, especially within mine, like Fontana, and with Colton and Rialto and Upland and the sheriff's office as well, because a lot of the problems that we're seeing within these cities are just so similar and related to homelessness that it would be extremely beneficial for us to just make these connections with each other in order to figure out what we can actually do. My specific role within this collaboration involves connecting with other officers within these agencies like Colton, Upland, Rialto, and researching their methods and how they've specifically addressed this issue within their own city. And basically, I learn how they've implemented certain policies and how they go about enforcing certain laws to mitigate the negative impacts associated with homelessness. Basically, I'm kind of doing research and I'm sitting down with other officers and I'm saying, hey, what have you guys actually done to prevent this from escalating any further? So for me, when it comes to this collaboration, it's very, very personal in a way, and at times it can be very informal as well. It's basically just going around just talking to other people saying, hey, like what's going on? And then it can be even more formal as well, like going and meeting with other city council members, city managers, or even people within upper management in police departments like sergeants and lieutenants and people like that. And I go and I talk to them directly and I say, hey, like what have you done that's worked and what have you done that hasn't? And let me know so I can kind of figure out how to implement that within my own city. Now, is it successful or is it a failure? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Like sometimes it's successful, sometimes it's an utter failure. It really just depends on a more case by case basis. When it comes to certain individuals, we can enforce certain laws or try to provide certain outreach like housing or substance abuse treatment or mental health treatment. And for some people, it completely works and they get off the street and we never see them again, which is a good thing. Like you don't want to see me often while I'm doing my job. But at other times, when I go through these collaborative efforts and things like that and try to implement these policies, sometimes it's a complete failure and nothing gets done, and it just ends up being a complete waste of time. So I don't have a definitive answer right now as to what completely works and what completely doesn't. That's it. That's just a process of trial and error. And quite honestly, I don't think I ever will. Like I will never have a clear-cut answer that applies to every situation because essentially I'm dealing with human beings, and human beings are inherently unpredictable, right? Whether they're homeless or not. So that's my role within collaboration within law enforcement in particular. At times it can be frustrating, but it's also very, very rewarding. So when it comes to collaboration within law enforcement or really within any type of public sector job, I do believe that making connections with other agencies that are neighboring to your own is vital. But at the same time, I also think that it's worth it to study the efforts and the policies and the laws of other municipal governments that are very far away. Because even though they may be very far away, they may be in completely different environments. It's not nothing. I think it's worth considering. So I do think when it comes to collaboration, it's important to keep an open mind. Absolutely. Thank you guys. I look forward to this class with all of you.